Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova in the sky. Wake up the dawn and ask her why. A dream, she never dies. Wipe that tear away now from your eye. Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova. 'Cause people believe that they're gonna get away from the sun. But you and I live and die, the world's still spinning around, we don't know why. How many special people change? How many lives are living strange? Where were you while we were getting high? Slowly walking down the hall, faster than a cannonball. Where were you while we were getting high? Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova in the sky. Someday you will find me caught beneath the landslide in a champagne supernova, a champagne supernova. 'Cause people believe that they're gonna get away from the sun. But you and I live and die, the world's still spinning round, we don't know
All right, boys. How's everyone doing today? A couple of quick things just as we're starting here. I messed around with a couple of my settings for stream. So, got some headphones on. Hopefully audio sounds good. I messed around with some settings on my mic, as well as I cleared some things out from my computer, so we might have a little bit of a smoother stream today, which would be pretty sweet. But we are going to hop right into today's MLB slate. Got a good amount of games on. I guess a decent amount. I think we got a 10 game slate today. Yeah, so we've got some games starting in just about an hour. So we'll look at all of the plays using OddsJam, of course. We'll take a look at some sharp money. We'll look at some plays from the Prediction Traders tool. And yeah, we'll get in some no-vig plays. We'll get in some underdog. I got a couple plays left that I can get in over there. And then we also have better potential. How's that? Yeah, I messed around with my mic a little bit, messed around with the music, so any feedback, is that better? Cool. All right, trying to keep that for future reference as well. Trying to see what the best volume is. Yeah, cool. All right, let's hop right into it. We do have a couple plays over on the Prediction Traders tool, or at least we did. Orioles money line is going to be definitely a play that we take. There was another money line that I saw earlier, but I cannot remember what it was. I've kind of noticed that it's better to be taking these closer to game time, so I've been kind of holding off on taking them. But the line either moved in the opposite direction, or it was Mets money line. We want to be on Mets money line. Okay, so let's go over to the. We're going to stay here on no-vig. Go over to the Baltimore Orioles game versus the Twins. Minus 102 over on the Orioles money line. So I'm just going to place this. That's about a little under a full unit, maybe a half unit. Why did the line move so much for the O's? As far as what? Like, let me look at. I might need to actually go check out the line movement. Rogers versus Ren. Let's go take a look. So 4 hours ago, I don't know. I'm trying to think of when this, maybe, I guess lineups may have released then. 4 hours ago, that would have been about 2 o'clock Eastern time. Maybe the lineup favors the Twins. It appears that the Orioles actually opened up here, at least recently, as the favorite in this matchup. But we'll ride with the Orioles at minus 102. Best price that we can get for them. And then the Mets money line was the other one that I wanted to take a look at real quick, just because these are both games that are starting within the next hour or so. Mets money line we can get at plus 130. Same price as what Circa is offering. I want to look at the line movement on this. Kind of slowly favoring the Mets here. Coming down a little bit. Okay, so let's see. Plus 130 over on no-vig. I could go potentially get this in on another platform at a 1 cent better price. Log in real quick and see. Yeah, I looked at this earlier and I wanted to play the Mets. I just kind of held off. Just a little. Let's see. Plus 131. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a unit on the Mets. I've been kind of eyeballing that all day, but now we're here, right? We're within the hour or so. So we've got a bet on the Orioles money line. We've got a bet on Mets money line. Let's see what else we can find, because we do have another game here. Red Sox and Blue Jays. So this one's got over 250K of volume traded across money lines, spreads. Not much on the total, so we'll probably avoid that. But let's see. We're going to be laying juice here on the Red Sox, or are we going to be on the Blue Jays? I believe this was one that I was eyeballing the Blue Jays earlier. You've got Ferrari on them, but he's also on the plus 1.5. Yeah, so the plus 1.5 is also a decent play here, a little bit closer to, 50-50 prop instead of taking the Jays just straight up as an underdog. I honestly wanted to look more at the line movement because I was not impressed when they dropped their lineup. There's a lot of the key guys on the Jays that are not in the lineup today. It appears that the Red Sox are continuing to get more and more action as it slowly moves in their favor. Plus 147 for Jays. I'd be much more inclined to take the plus 1.5 here. Red Sox's 2 losses to the A's were brutal. Yeah, I don't really care too much considering I'm a Rays fan. They can keep losing if they want. I'm sick and tired of seeing them winning. Rays keep looking good though, so it's not a big issue. I keep seeing the same sign on Twitter. It's like the Boston wins, kids eat free or something that they keep behind home plate, and all of the memes and posts are all just like the kids are obese now in Boston. Let's take a look at this Jays money. I also hate that pitching matchup. Like, that pitching matchup favors the Red Sox so much. I might fade this, honestly. I know it's the first game on the slate. I don't want to get some action down on it, but I just don't think it's a smart play. I think Sonny Gray probably has a good game. Jameson Taillon is so unpredictable. I feel like certain games he actually is decent, and others he just is, absolutely terrible. There's some sharp. I mean, Blue Jays money line is something that I could potentially like play live or something. I don't know. I'm not really into playing things live. Let's look. Plus EV. Got any plus EV plays? How'd you guys do over the weekend? I know we didn't have any streams. Like this is a play that I would want to take. Taillon under 5 or under 15.5 outs. Holder over 17.5. I like seeing that there's like value on the pitching out props where it makes sense for us to take it, like under 15.5 or over 17.5. I just need to see enough line movement or liquidity that would also make me want to take it, Like, I don't like seeing the no vig line go in the opposite direction. We want no vig plays. That's what we're all here. Let's check out some DFS stuff for a second here. So like I said, I've already played one underdog play today. So I have 2 left. The underdog 4-mans have been pretty good over the last few days, which, is expected. You don't really need a high hit rate in order to be profitable on them. So I've kind of been doing 3 data points just regularly. A lot of the esports plays, you're going to get that pop-up here with just 2 data points, pulling from mainly Better and then Prize Picks, which is completely fine to run. Like I said, especially if you do have no limits. If you don't have any limits, then start just spraying the board with 4-pick flexes. If you are limited, like myself, I do 3 data points just to kind of get a little bit of an extra read on what's good, to make sure the 3 plays that you're locking in are solid. So let's get a 4-pick flex in here. We're gonna take Slimy with 2 eyes under 17.5 headshots for maps 1 and 2. Then we have one of the Sabali sisters, Nyara Sabali, over 4.5 rebounds. That's already bumped. Let's go back over to CS2. Chelios in the Rooster versus Mindfreak game. And we're going to take the under 12.5 headshots there. Then we've got Gump. No, we don't. We're not taking that. Same game as the first one. Let's go take this tennis prop. So we're going to take Eric Arutunian. Eric Arutunian versus Sanu Shin. over 21 and a half games played. Okay, so we got 2 CS2 plays, tennis prop, and then let's go over to WNBA Azura Stevens, under 22 and a half PRA. That prop is no longer available. So we'll do more tennis. Luciano Manuel Ambrogi, under 22 and a half. Let me just give you guys a link instead of having to pronounce all these names. It's like the 2 worst combinations. Other than maybe like hockey players, CS2 names, and then tennis players. Awful. Alright, so that's a 7.2x. Maybe the switch over to Juice Reel, got tired of Pickett not syncing it better. I have been seeing that a lot recently when I try to like sync my Pickett. I don't exactly know why. I just assume that's like an API issue. Something's going on. Had some basketball tournaments the whole weekend. Sweet. How did those go? Basketball tournaments are always fun. I assume you're saying you played in. All right, so what do we just run? Slimy, Chelios, Eric, and then Luciano. Boom. Cool. All right, we can get one more in over here. I'm going to wait a little bit till maybe toward the end of stream because these are just kind of like not great props, I will say. They're good. They're profitable. They're positive EV. But we're still in the 52% range. We want to be green. Don't have to be, but you'd like to be. Also, I have no idea where these are currently at. I posted these to the Discord earlier, which if you guys are not already in, link for the Discord is going out in the chat right now if you're watching on Twitch or YouTube. This is what I ran for the MLB boost earlier. Okay, so Dobbins and Painter, both under 3.5 Ks. Both of those were great props at the time that I posted this. However, also just if anyone cares, this is a game that I love the over in. If you've watched Painter on the mound, this dude's a turkey tosser. And Dobbins, I honestly don't know too much about him. But those were both great plays. McKenzie Gore under 6.5 strikeouts versus the Angels. I know that's scary considering the Angels strike out all the time. As soon as I said that, they actually just dropped their lineup. So curious if those odds would change at all. But I ran those 3. I have no clue what those lines are now. I can drop a link in the chat if you guys want to check. Maybe. Or I guess I could probably just copy and then paste it in the browser and see. Look at it myself. Continue on web. I also don't know if these are still plus EV. Hopefully they are, but... Painter's unavailable. The other 2 are still the same spot. So, if you guys wanted to, take those 2 maybe. Well, I guess like I said, they might not be profitable anymore. Could have gotten bad CLV on the strikeout props potentially. I was going to say you could just replace it with Noah Cameron, over 5.5 hits allowed. That is also an option. There's a prop that I want us all to get on. And I can't seem to get the order filled on Novig. Unfortunately. I don't think I'm top of the book. No, I am. There's just there's liquidity that's tied for top of the book. Okay, if that gets matched, then I'll send it out. Okay, let's look at another game. Let's look at Mets Braves. We already are on Mets money line. I was trying to figure out if there was a play here on the over-under. I talked to some people who like the over in this game. There's really, it's like, you look to see the volume, right? You got 50K of volume. But there's not a whole bunch of different traders that have a lot of shares, right? You've got pretty much 3 different traders on this 8.5 line that have over, 1,500 shares. So a little bit tough to kind of make any sort of judgment from that, unless somebody were to kind of nuke those closer to game time. Another one here, Orioles Twins. We are on the Orioles. Haven't looked at any of the totals yet here, but it just looks like, once again, there's just not a lot of shares. So let's look at some of these later games. Like Rangers Angels, probably won't touch unless a ton of money comes in. Royals Dodgers. This was what I looked at earlier. I think the over was what I liked. You got a lot of money on everything. Money lines, spreads, and totals. All right, so Royals money lines got home run and Ferrari. That would definitely be a play. Monkeys on the other side, though. Jam. Let's take a look at the spreads. See, this is interesting. So home run hazard clearly has some sort of arbitrage play here, because we just saw him on Royals money line. Now he's on the -1.5 for the Dodgers. Ferrari is on Royals +1.5 here as well. I'm tempted to place both of those. Now, again, this is 3 hours from now, so I'm probably going to hold off until a little bit closer. But just so you guys know, if you are checking later, let's do this, actually. If there's a play on the Royals-Dodgers game that I like, I'll post it to Twitter. Okay, so if you guys are not already following, which I assume most of you are, but follow me at Trident_DFS over on Twitter. Put on post notifications, and later, probably around 9:15 Eastern time, when we're within the hour of when the Royals-Dodgers game starts, I should post a play. Now, I want to look at the over-under as well, because I might be on both. Okay, maybe not. Yeah, I didn't see these guys earlier. So Sportmaster, Home Run, these guys are on the under. And Ferrari. Ugh. I don't even know. See, that this could be a play where I have to I have to let my own personal opinion obviously not influence this. So we might be on the under here. It definitely looks good from who's on it. Royals or Royals +1.5 are both plays that I might be on. So just keep that in mind. Anything on DraftKings Pick 6? Yeah, we'll definitely take a look at that. I did have I've got an MLB winnings boost over there, so we're gonna hook something up for sure. Blue Jays money line looking like to play more and more liquidity coming in on Novig and PropX. I love hearing that because I'm tempted. I'm on the fence about it. There's not enough for me to like say let's take this yet, but it's close. I kind of want to do this actually. By the way, I did just get a notification that this prop just got filled, so I'm gonna put you guys on this. Sonny Gray. I'm just putting a unit on this. Over 4.5 strikeouts. Okay, -122. So yeah, that's the other part that I was. I'm hesitant on Blue Jays money line. Obviously, both of those can also hit. You know, he can get 5 strikeouts and they can still win. The Blue Jays. But I try not to do too much of like the negative correlation. What I wanted to look at though was I want to go over to the game and actually see the order book. See what it looks like. Oh my goodness. Okay. Jeez. Yeah, I guess here, like, I don't know if this will get matched at +167. But you got a lot of liquidity coming in for the Blue Jays. A lot more realistic volume coming in, though, for the Red Sox. So that's interesting. Curious if PropX also looks that way. All right, let's go look at Pick 6. Let's go look at Pick 6. Padres money line. It's 113 over on DraftKings and Onyx. Okay, so you got 3 props here for WNBA. Different days. These 2 are for tomorrow. Okay. All right, let's go over to MLB. Let's see what we can cook up. Does everyone have this, by the way? This 30% boost? Because there's not going to be any good profitable plays here for non-boosts. This is crazy. I hate this prop, but I'm going to take it. Andrew Painter, under 2.5 run runs. What did I get, Sonny Gray? I got him at minus 122. Yeah, minus 122. Luck. Mine's moving against me. Dude. What are the straight plays so far? Mets money line, Orioles money line, Sonny Gray over 4.5 strikeouts. I believe that's it. Yeah. What else was I gonna do? Pick 6. Okay, I hate this play, but it's the best prop on the board right now. Minus 140 on several books. So we're gonna rock that as leg number 1. Painter under 2.5 earned runs. Let's go over to the Rangers game to take Cam Hawley over 0.5 hits, runs, and RBIs versus Detmers. And then let's go grab Jake McCarthy over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Need 4 picks. So under single. I'm going to check out the low hold tool real quick. See if there's a prop that I like a little bit more than what we currently have locked in. Could double down with the Mackenzie Gore. No, these are bad. I don't like those. We'll rock these 4. That's fine. All right. I share the link with y'all. There we go. There's the link. You said Sonny Gray over 4.5 strikeouts as a straight. Yes. It looks like a lot of you guys are going to get a better price than I did because I have it at minus 122. I believe it's available at minus 120 now. But that's just what I got it at. All right, so if you guys have an MLB boost, this is what we are running. We've got Alonso under 0.5 singles. We have Painter under 2.5 earned runs. We've got McCarthy, Jake McCarthy over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. And then Cam Hawley over 0.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. Padres money line. Let me look at that real quick. I think that's also a later game. Yeah, there's not much volume here. Brewers or Padres lean? I mean, this is you got sharp money coming in right here on the Padres, but nothing on Polymarket really looks great. I would probably lean Padres. Again, it's hard for me to make a decision 3 hours out with a lot of these games. Because remember, guys, I mean, sometimes you do have sharps or whales who will nuke something early because they believe that maybe once lineups drop, then the line can move against them or not in their favor, right? So that way they can lock in a good price. But the closer that we get to game time, the more understanding we have about the game because more money comes in, lines change, and you get a better picture of who's putting their money where. So I like to wait a little bit longer. Red Sox and Blue Jays, I'm still on the fence. Right now, we've just got Sonny Gray over 4.5 strikeouts in that game. I don't want to force myself to play something here in terms of a main line, just because if I were to play something, it would most likely be a Blue Jays prop, which goes against what I have. So if you're somebody who's not on the Sonny Gray prop, then I would probably find Blue Jays plus 1.5 somewhere. We've obviously got Mets money line in. There's so much money on this over-under. I can't seem to figure out what I want to do here. And I don't have to do anything. But you've just got two whales that are taking up all of these shares, and neither one of them are profitable in baseball. So, in this other game, all three of these have so much volume. It's so crazy seeing these NFL props pull up. I know it's like preseason, but still. It's good to see. Maybe a sprinkle on Blue Jays money line? Yeah. That's the thing, like, if I do end up playing one of those, which I need to decide in the next 30 minutes, I would probably play it at a half unit at most. Just because I think that I've already put a unit on Sonny Gray. I don't want to try and put a unit on Blue Jays and then sit there and almost have to root for both outcomes. Which obviously I should have to do, but at the same time, as I'm sitting there, if I'm watching it, I've got to root that Sonny Gray does his job on the mound while also giving up runs, So that's why I'm saying if you're not already on Sonny Gray, go for it. Blue Jays money line and plus 1.5 look good. But if you're on Sonny Gray already with me, I'm hesitant. This somebody laid a ton of juice on this, I guess. Or a ton of liquidity. Yeah, I gotta stay away from these WNBA props. I already looked at this one. Scooble under 18.5 outs. This is something that I can find interesting. You got a good edge here on the price regardless of what happens, So I'm not going to be mad about that. When's the Tigers game? Or it's the freaking Dodgers game. Still can't think of that. Okay, we saw good money on the Royals and Royals +1.5. So this could actually be a decent prop. I don't like the fact that Novig is kind of moving away from this, but the lineups might not even be out yet. So maybe that's another prop that I need to just wait on. Under 18.5 pitching outs at plus money is kind of insane. Right? Am I crazy? I mean, they're minus 250 on money. 7.5 strikeout line. There's not a whole bunch of volume here on either side. Under 18.5 at plus 113 is so good. Better. Race to place. I can't take race to place. Somebody in the chat saying the race to place on better is really good. So if you guys want to go grab them, go do it. Let me check. Rogers, Cameron, and Peralta. I know the Cameron prop is good. I have to assume that the other two are at least decent. You want to know what happens when I try to place this? Go place 25 bucks, right? This entry has exceeded the current max entry fee of $2. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's a good play. Good call out. Good call out. There's 6 more spots if you guys want to go grab this. Definitely a good play. Definitely a good play. I'm tempted to rip this freaking Skubal prop right now. He'd have to go into the 7th inning. And that's supposedly minus money right now. I'm not buying that. Like, I think, you know what? Here's what I'm going to do. Some of you guys might think I'm going to do this real quick. MLB. Let me look at this real quick. Royals money line is out. Okay, so the Royals money line is already out. This line hasn't moved, or at least not much. Sonny Gray over out also might be a great play here for us to take. I might nuke that. Then I'm gonna have 2 units exposed on Sonny Gray performing well, while also Blue Jays money line looks good. So maybe not. Where did that play just go? Where did Skubal go? Get out of here. Oh, don't tell me the liquidity got taken. Don't tell me the liquidity got taken. It did. All right, here's what I'm going to do. You guys can do this with me. I'm going to make an order at plus 113. If it doesn't fill, it doesn't fill. Whatever, right? Dang it. I can't believe that much liquidity already got eaten up. We're going to be top of book. So if anyone wants to go take the over 18.5 outs recorded, or essentially for Skubal to record outs in the 7th inning, it's going to be minus 113, which is a great price compared to some of the other books, I would have to assume, right? I'm willing to take the risk of locking this in 3+ hours before game time, considering the lineups are already out. You guys saw, at least when it was on the screen, the next best price for this prop is like minus 105 or minus 107, I think. So you're securing 20 cents of value at this point. And if he goes 7 innings or whatever, then fine. That's just part of betting. I can accept defeat with at least knowing the fact that I secured a good price. And on top of that, we're already seeing good money come in on the Royals. So I'm cool. I'm cool with it. I've seen enough. The Blue Jays money line has 100K on it. Crazy on Novig. Let me see. That is actually fun to watch as you get closer to these games. At least the start times. Holy. I mean, you've got about equal both sides right there. And you got 40K. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this one's not going to fill. But these ones, yeah. It's at least interesting. Where was that Sonny Gray prop? Here. Minus 156. This is minus 210 on FanDuel. If I double down, I don't know. The craziest part is that with my bankroll right now, it's telling me to just eat up all the liquidity. Oh my gosh. Then Pinnacle takes 20K for the game. Yeah. That's what I wanted to see. Like in these last few minutes before this game starts, I want to see what the line movement looks like. You know, like if Blue Jays money line starts getting more favor, then I might just be inclined to take. It's just so stagnant, you know. Which it's not gonna move a crazy amount. Lineups have been out for a long time, you know. Nothing crazy. I'd be curious to see if anything new comes in down here, though. Any good underdog two-man picks? Randy, let me tell you something, all right? Stop running two-mans on underdog. I know you're going to think I'm crazy because you're like, what? Isn't two-mans the best slip type in all of DFS apps right now? Well, yeah, it's been the best until underdogs release 4-pick flexes. So, yes, I do have a 4-pick flex that I can give out in just a second. I was going to wait a little bit closer to end of stream, just because I can only get one more in. But yes, start running 4-pick flexes. So you've got, whoever this is, you've got Bone Sculptor over here, which we know he's profitable. I forgot about this guy. This guy doesn't have a lot of trades. It's so obvious Blue Jays are the freaking play. Wow, what do we want to do, man? 6:53. This starts in 14 minutes, 15 minutes. Blue Jays is calling my name. If I take Blue Jays money line, I cannot take Sonny Gray over pitching outs. Because if anything, I think the perfect scenario is like 5.1 innings with 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. Right? So you cash the strikeouts, and then you give up some runs. Blue Jays going to win. Also, another thing that I thought about, having the Red Sox, is the Red Sox bullpen getting kind of like trash right now? Because didn't they go to like the 13th inning or something the other night? So maybe that's what, I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and just... This guy is also profitable. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I encourage everyone to have action on the Blue Jays. If you want it on the money line, go for it. I'm going to put a unit or a half unit on the Blue Jays plus 1.5. So this could be a low scoring 3-2 type of game, and Sonny Gray can still pitch again. That's what I'm going to do. You can be mad if you want. That's what I'm doing. This is still pretty close to the Kelshi and Profitex price points. That's all over the place. Yeah. Okay. I'm doing Jays plus 1.5. Let's see. Is Novig the best price? Plus 1.5, minus 113. Yeah. Ooh, what is that? Hold on. What book is this? Polymarket. Interesting. So Polymarket looks like it came down a little bit here in the last little bit. That's about it. Bookmaker as well. Another sharp book. Okay. Yeah, I'm all in on this. Jays plus 1.5 is definitely the play here for this first game. I'm just going to put a half unit. Just took Blue Jays money line. Yeah. If you guys want to take Blue Jays money line, completely fine. This is just, in my book, the safer play, considering I already have money on the Blue Jays, or on the Red Sox pitcher to do semi-good at least. So, who cares though? If you guys take Blue Jays money line, they win, and then who cares? We both cash on that. Minus 113 at plus 1.5. See, like similar to this prop, right? You've got plus EV, and now I wouldn't take this anyways, just because you've got the other exchange markets that are pretty similar in value, unless like there's nothing crazy with line movement. I wouldn't take Bryce Elder over 17.5 outs because I've already locked in Mets money line. Okay, do we see what I'm saying there? It's the same. It's the same thing as like just making sure you're not overexposed, because yes, Bryce Elder can go a full 6 innings and the Mets can still win the game. That obviously can happen several times over 100 simulations or whatever. The point is that especially for those of you guys who have smaller bankrolls, who I'm trying to be considerate of, you don't want to expose on props that are at least not super common for both of them to hit. Does that make sense? Like, if Bryce Elder goes a full 6 innings, you have to then assume that he also performs well, therefore limiting the amount of runs the Mets get. Now, you can't draw a conclusion based off of how the Braves perform offensively based off of that, but it's not the best situation to be in, right? It's essentially overexposing on a prop because you're overexposed on the common outcome. Is a good way to put it. Look at Sharp. More Sharp money coming in on the Blue Jays money line. Padres money line definitely is going to be a good look later, if more money keeps coming in. More on the Royals as well. Yeah. Orioles over 8.5. See, this is again a late game. I was actually very tempted on going live later today, but I thought that was going to be too late, going at 8 o'clock when there's, I guess, 4 or 5 games still left. But Rays, I've already looked at. Rays is probably going to be a good play. I know that they're pretty juiced on the money line. Minus 1.5 could be the play there. Over 8.5 in the Astros-Giants game. This was another one that I looked at that I like just off of first glance. It's obviously on the Prediction Traders tool. So I'm going to keep an eye on that as we approach those later games. You know what? I'm really curious about this, actually. How much can I get down on Royals money? I'm not going to do this yet. It's still 3 hours out. Let's go look at Underdog, because I know somebody in the chat wanted to see that. Just placed first bet on Novig back in Cali. Awesome, dude. Yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, I know we just had the weekend. Last week, Novig went live officially nationwide. So if you guys have not been able to access Novig, now you can. If you want to get on Novig, you can use code Trident, TRIDENT, just as it's spelled on the bottom right of your screen. If you're not already on Novig, you can use that to get a deposit bonus when you do sign up. But one thing that I've noticed, I've gotten a couple of my buddies on Novig, and like when you start doing like plus EV betting and you start understanding like, wow, I really need to be focused more on the price at which I'm getting these bets, you start to notice how much more value you are getting on Novig. Because remember, the whole point of the Novig name is they are removing the vig or the juice that the sports books charge. If I go over to the sportsbook screen, right, I'm looking at money lines. You can see here that if, like, for example, the Red Sox game, right? Or actually, here's a better example. I guess it doesn't matter. We can take the Red Sox game as an example. You go over to DraftKings, right? Reputable sportsbook, very well known. If you want to take the Red Sox, you got to pay minus 161. If you want to get on the Blue Jays, you got to pay, whatever to get plus 149. But then there's a hold, right? This is what we've talked about before. There is a 12-cent gap. You go over to Novig though, and you have a 3-cent hold. So it's just stuff like that. It's small, but it matters because long term, over thousands and thousands of bets, it is extremely profitable to be taking things at a better price, even if it's 3 cents or 4 cents. Okay. Let's check out some underdog here. Nick Lofton. Let's get this in. 4-pick flex. This is going to be the last underdog slip I can get in for the day. Nick Lofton, we're going to take over 0.5 hits. We are also going to take, let's see, we can't take the top 2 because they weren't available, unless they are now. They are. Okay, Azura Stevens over 21.5 PRA. Then we're going to go take, okay, that one's still at 0.9. We're not going to take Gump because we've already taken another player in this match. Let's go grab Lajay Johnson over 17.5 points and rebounds. And then for the final prop, let's snag Jordan Canada over points and assists. 19.5. Okay. So this will be a 7.2x. Get this posted in the Discord. There's a link. It's like $30 difference from Kalshi on 400 bet on Mets 1.5 line. Crazy. Yeah, and this is the main thing that I want to say, right? Let me do something real quick. I gotta send this out. I'm gonna show you guys something. This is why the cycle of, you know, bettors losing, right? You think about the cycle. Your average bettor discovers sports betting. They think that they know what they're doing. They think that they can outsmart the sports books, so they use their ball knowledge to place bets. They don't give two craps about what the actual price that they're taking is, and then they end up, wow, look, I've got a winner here or a winner there. Then they get into the parlays. They start putting 6-mans together, 8-mans together. I'm not just talking about prize picks. I'm talking about like home run slips, right? They lose their money, and then it's a continuous process of just depositing and losing money, depositing, losing money. This is the point that I was going to show you guys, right? For example, okay, same exact bet here. Let's say I want to take Blue Jays money line, right? Blue Jays money line. If I go on Novig, I can get Blue Jays money line at plus 150, right? Okay, plus 150. Awesome, good price, right? If I were to go over to DraftKings, watch this, okay? And I'm going to show you guys why this is such a big deal, okay? Access the sportsbook, please. There you go. This is why it's such a big deal, okay? Think about the sports bettor who is just starting out. And there's nothing wrong with this because I did this too, okay? You're just now sports betting. You're going to put $5 on every bet, right? Small units, right? Your average bettor goes over here and they see, okay, this is a terrible example because it's plus 150 on, okay, let's change this, okay? Let's say we're taking Red Sox money, right? Minus 153. I'm a new bettor. I'm going to put $5 on Red Sox money line, right? If I wanted to take this on DraftKings, it's minus 161, which is a completely normal price here, okay? The normal average bettor looks at this and says, well, what's the big deal, right? If I were to place it on DraftKings, I get a payout of $8.10. And if I go to this new platform that you want me to get on, for the same exact price, I can just get it at $8.26. So who do I care about 16 cents? Yeah, I understand that. People think that, oh, this few cent difference isn't really that big. Yeah, but think about when you are an advanced bettor, or even if you've been betting for a long time. Let's say you want to put $500 on the Red Sox, right? Well, now if you go place that on DraftKings, that $500 bet is going to pay out $810, whereas it's paying out $826 on Novig. So now you're talking about $16 in additional value on the same exact bet. And then you bring up the process again. Thousands and thousands of bets. That adds up to thousands and thousands of dollars just by taking a simple platform switch, right? They're just taking the best price available compared to the rest of the market. But too many people just are like, it's not worth it. Well, it is worth it once you're not a $5 bettor. And even when you are, that helps add to your bankroll for doing literally nothing on the exact same bet. All right, did everyone get this in? I see some of the lines have bumped already. But Nick Lofton, over 0.5 hits. Azura Stevens, over 21.5 PRA. We got Flau'jae Johnson, over 17.5 points and rebounds. Jordan Canada, over 19.5 points and assists. Nice. More money coming in on the Blue Jays. Do I sprinkle the money line with you guys? Do I sprinkle the money line? I'm already on the +1. I think that's good enough. I'll be happy. I'll be happy if the Sonny Gray prop hits. If the Blue Jays win, that's awesome. Would I say Prophet X and Novik are the best? Good question. Right now, in my personal opinion, and I say this considering the fact that I am limited on Underdog. If limits are out of the question, you are brand new and you are not limited on anything, Underdog is by far the best for player props right now. Getting in these props in 4-pick flexes at -107 implied odds is absolutely insane. In terms of straight betting, Novig is by far the best hands down. The only issue with Prophet X is that, number one, you're not going to have as many users as like a Polymarket or a Novig. It's a little bit of a smaller app. And number two, they do have a little bit of an extra fee. So sometimes Prophet X will have the best price in the market. But, like, for example, if I were to show you Prophet X's odds right now for, let's say, Mets money line, right? OddsJam is going to show you that... Where's Prophet X at? Here it is. Where did it just go? Oh my gosh, did I lose it? Did I pass it? Where did Prophet X go? Here it is. Okay. +129, right? That's what they're going to show you. If you go over to Prophet X right now, you're going to notice something. It's not +129. I believe on the main lines, it's I think a 2 or a 3 cent charge, like a fee. Yeah, so it shows +132 instead of +129. So that's one thing to kind of... I personally like to use OddsJam a little bit for this reason as well. Not the only reason, of course. But it's going to show you the actual price when considering the fees that they're going to add to it. So, like, you may look at a prop on Prophet X compared to Novig and say, wow, Prophet X actually has the better price when you're not accounting for the fee that they have. So, but yes, Prophet X is good as well because, like Novig, it's not accounting for the sportsbook, VIG, or the juice, right? There's a small fee, but it's not as big as a sports. Hey, I would sprinkle Blue Jays money line if I weren't already on the +1.5, but I already got money on that, so that's fine. Padres and Royals definitely might be the play. Yeah, 2% fee. Yeah. But in terms of just straight bets, Novig is going to be the best for sure. All right. What other bets do we want to get in real quick? Take a look at this. Not liking the line movement there. The payout it shows the fee is included. Yeah, the payout that it shows the fee is included in that. This is interesting. There's not much liquidity here. We'd have to... Yeah, liquidity's gone. I like that, though. Hunter Dobbins under 15.5 outs. That's probably a solid prop. Jordan Canada under rebounds. Yeah, if I do take Padres money line, that's the thing. Okay, so we're gonna probably hop off stream here in a second. This is what I will leave you guys with. If I take anything on the Royals Dodgers game, or if I take Padres money line, I will let you guys know. So I'll do one of two things. I'll either post to Twitter the play, or I will post it over on Pick'It. So if you guys are not already following me over on there either, definitely do so. That's also completely free app. And that's what I use to sync my bets and track them. But that's the other option. Okay, so both of those, I'll send out free plays. There's a slight chance I just send it out to the Discord, which if you guys aren't in the Discord, that's free to join. Those plays do get sent out there for free as well. Ooh, do we want to take a WNBA prop real quick? Plus 100 here on a prop that is 50-50 over on Bookmaker. It's actually the favorited outcome on Pinnacle as of right now. This one's in an hour. Let's rock this. I like this a lot, actually. You got some liquidity coming in here. Yeah. We're gonna... 5 grand at plus 1. Let me look at this real quick, actually. I haven't spent too much time looking at WNBA on Polymarkets. I feel like I should. There's our boy. That could be an arbitrage play. Who knows? Right Shrew. There's a lot of shares to be on something with $300 profit loss. That's crazy. All right, let's go snag this. Holy cow. Hold on. Plus 104? What just happened? Did more liquidity come in? It wants me to just eat up all the liquidity here. That wouldn't be very nice to you guys. That's a 2-unit play, though. I think this line's moving against us now. All right, figure this out. Yeah, Bookmaker. Profitex that's coming down. What's this other book down here? There. Pinnacle. Polymarket. I'm gonna ride it, dude. Let's do it. 950 at plus 104. Let's see if that fills, I guess. Looks like more liquidity just came in at plus 111. Somebody's trying to take it. Really appreciate all the info just getting the prediction market. Yeah, dude. Just know that every weekday, I'm going to be live doing this exact same thing for just about an hour. Usually around this time. If you have any questions, though, don't hesitate to ask them. It makes me more than happy to explain things to you guys. That way you guys can understand them. But yeah, prediction markets, exchange markets, those are definitely the future in terms of like true profitable betting, just because 99 times out of 100 you're getting a better price than you would on just a normal sport. All right, I'm trying to get this filled at plus 104. I know I already ate up the liquidity, which I apologize. Somebody snaked it before me too. So, but we're top of book. You guys want to take this over 187.5 in the Toronto versus Atlanta game at plus 104. All right. It's let's see. That's just under 2 units for me. So just under 2 units. You put 2 units if you want. I'll get that posted if this fills. Orioles Twins under 6.5. See, this is interesting. Man, I'm so curious to see over the long run if Freddie Peralta gets things figured out down in Tampa, turns back into an elite pitcher. That'd be so clutch. Imagine that. Imagine they get Freddie Peralta right just as we're moving into the playoffs. Oh, that'd be awesome. Over strikeouts could be the move. That's a night game as well, though. Well, I hate to leave us on a cliffhanger like this, but that's probably going to be it for the stream. I just kind of wish that this could get filled. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for the stream, boys. So if you want, you can go ahead and get this in. Looks like we're not top of book anymore. Let's see. Where's the WNBA game? Top of book is now plus 102. Oh, barely. Probably just a penny jumper. I can't stand penny jumpers, even though I do the exact same thing. For those who don't know what a penny jumper is, because it sounds like some of you guys are just now getting into Novig. A penny jumper, or being penny jumped, is essentially when you can see that there is a hold within the market. So, for example, like, what's a good example? For example, the spread, right? If I want to take a prop right here on this spread, you guys can see, I know it's kind of a little bit hard to see right under my base cam. If I want to get the Toronto tempo at plus 16.5, the best price available is minus 138. If I want to take Atlanta minus 16.5, the best price is plus 115. So think about that, right? Plus 115, minus 138. There's a lot of hold there. So what somebody may do is, okay, I also want to get on the Toronto plus 16.5 line. So I'm going to make a market, and instead of at minus 138, I'm just going to offer the next best price, which would be minus 135. That's what penny jumping is. So it's annoying because like sometimes you just have people who do that, which puts them top of book and means that you have a less likely chance of getting your order filled. 30% of my order on Tarek Scoobles just got filled, the under pitching outs. So if someone matches you, it means they're betting against you. Yeah, exactly. So if I'm taking, for example, what we just were talking about, right? If we make a market for the over 187.5, okay, in this Toronto game, at plus 104, we are offering the under 187.5 at minus 104, okay? Does that make sense? And you can always see that on the order book as well. So like if I were to pull that up like I just had, right? And I go to the order book, you can see some of my liquidity and probably some of y'all's as well if you did a make order on that minus 104. Because we are offering that on the opposite side. So yes, you are technically, it's peer-to-peer. You are essentially betting against somebody else. Now that somebody else could also be 10 different people that have all eaten up the liquidity that you've offered, or vice versa. You could be riding with technically other people at that same price point, eating up somebody else's liquidity. So, but yeah, we'll see if that fills. Mine partially did. If it doesn't fill all the way, I won't be too mad. It's all right. But I think that's going to do it for the stream. We can all go sweat out some Blue Jays money line, plus 1.5, and Sonny Gray, 5+ Ks. So don't forget, if you guys are not already following or subscribed wherever you guys are watching right now, make sure to do so. If you're not following me on Twitter, make sure to do so as well. Like I said, at Trident_DFS. If you guys want, turn on post notifications. I should have plays out for the rest of the night. Closer to game time. I know we have several games that start around 9:30, 9:40 Eastern time. So I should have a couple plays up for that. And yeah, good luck with your plays. Hopefully you got everything in on stream. We should hopefully have another profitable day. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.